Gather around PureSkill family. This is your boy Sharif, and I'm back at it with another video. Let's get into it. Alright, so this is Journal 11. Let's talk about it. We're beginning animation, but I understand y'all are anxious. I understand we're all excited to start animating, but we gotta set some things in straight so that we can have a successful journey, right? Okay, so first thing, we want to gather reference. Now, what are the animations we're gonna be doing? So we're gonna be doing idle animation where the characters just stand still, forwards running animation, a sideways running animation, both sides, and then also a backwards running animation. Those are the 4 animations we're gonna do so far. We'll end up doing more animations for the game so far, but the original, I know it's been a few episodes since we've been in Unreal, but the original thing was we wanted to get started on our locomotion for our character. So we're gonna start with those animations, just those. Then of course we'll end up getting into adding the guns and different types of guns, but let's start with these 4. So first thing we wanted to do is gather reference. I didn't gather reference for all of the animations. I just started with a couple because it's gonna be a few episodes of me animating each one. But once I need more reference, I'll just make some more. So go watch that. Alright guys, now the next thing we did in this video was we started creating a key set. This is very important when you're animated, specifically in Blender. It's a feature of Blender, a key set. Now the idea is when you're animating, in the same way when you draw and animate, you draw a frame and that'll be your keyframe, and you hold it for however long and do whatever. That's the same thing in 3D animation. You pose your characters the way they're supposed to be, and you have your background and whatever, and that will be for an animation. But for a game, it's only character animations. Do you understand? Not only character animations, we'll do animations for background things, but they don't really need as many animations as the character. They'll probably just be doing the same things. But for right now, we're just working on character animations, and the idea of it is you pose your character and each pose gets a keyframe. Now, when you're dealing with a rig, a complex rig, or a rig with just a lot of control bones, you want to make sure that everything is organized, and each keyframe, you keyframe all of your controls. But at the same time, when you are splining your keyframe, your animation, or polishing it, we're gonna be in the graph editor, and the graph editor looks something like this right here. So that's kind of what a graph editor looks like. It looks a little complicated, but to as you know, things look complicated, but once you understand it, it'll be a little bit easier. But I bring that up simply to say, when you're in the graph editor, what we don't want to do is deal with graphs that we don't have to deal with. So that, like I explained in the previous video, we we lock some of the transforms and we turned off certain things. But when you're inserting keyframes, you can either do one of two things. You can choose the keyframes that you're going to insert yourself, or you can have the program do it. Now the program doing it is way better and way easier. I enjoy allowing the program to do it, but there's a way. When you just allow the program to do it, what it's going to do is keyframe every single thing, which of course gives us the problem that when you're inside the graph editor at the polishing stage, we're going to be dealing with graphs that we don't need to deal with, or not doing anything, and it's just going to make our work harder, confusing, and have us deleting things that should never have been created. You understand what I'm saying? So what this keying set does is essentially tells Blender, keyframe these specific things for these bones, and then it tells it what keyframes to keyframe every single time, right? So what I'll make one pose, and all of the bones get a keyframe for all of their transforms that I tell it to, and then the next pose, it keyframes all of them. It'll just be a different values for each one, giving it a different pose position. You understand? If you guys don't understand, of course you guys know the drill. Ask for a tutorial. But essentially that's what a keying set is. Now how you create that, you're gonna watch me do it in a second. It's very simple. All you do is create an animation called keying set, and you keyframe one keyframe of all of the things. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna do, like I said, keyframe everything, go in there and delete all of the things that you don't want it to do, which is tedious, but it's going to be helpful in the long run, because when you make your next created animation, which we'll be doing in the next video, it'll be idle animation. You duplicate the keying set, and now that way you tell Blender only keyframe what's already keyframed. When it keyframes it, when you do the next pose that's for a keyframe, then the next pose will be made up of using your key set, and then it makes it easier. Essentially, it solves the problem. Watch the thing. You guys understand. All right, guys, that was it for today. We're all set, ready to go. In the next video, we're gonna go straight into animation. We're gonna just analyze the idle animation, and then start animating. All right, guys. All right, guys. Lastly, for this video, what I'm gonna show y'all is how to touch grass, because I understand it's 2024 and a lot of y'all don't know how to do that. So I'm gonna show you guys how to touch grass. See, right now you get right here in nature, right, and you see this grass, you go ahead and touch it. It's not gonna bite you. It's all good. Touch the grass. Get one of these are called dandelions. You blow them. Alright, guys, that was how to touch grass. A lot of you guys needed that. Send that to a friend. Like and subscribe. You know what it is.